My name is Jojo, and I love Minecraft adventures. Today, I'm taking you on an adventure into war, diplomacy, trade, and friendship on the Minecraft Nation server Pactoria. This is the campaign against stones, the battles that decided it, and the political fallout that followed. It is one of the most influential conflicts in Minecraft geopolitics, because these events actually happened, and the story is about to show you exactly how it all unfolded. To understand the campaign against stones, you first have to understand the Great Athel War, a world war that stretched across all 4 continents but was mostly fought on Athel. It began when the former nation of Matrix, led by Alex, tried to seize control of the continent, but a coalition led by my nation, the Wardens of Roses, ultimately brought Matrix down. During that war, the Kingdom of Stones sided with Matrix, and that choice came at a heavy political cost because it left them alienated from the victorious nations after the war. And just how serious was that decision? Well, this is what their leader Anthony said when they joined Matrix's side. "Let the world tremble, for the Kingdom of Stones has chosen its side. To the Wardens, your defenses will crumble, your capital will fall, your name will fade. The tide of war is shifting. Either kneel or be eroded to the dust beneath us." I didn't have an appetite per se to war the Stones after winning as Matrix, as we had fought a 3-month-long war in Minecraft, but after their announcement, were the victorious nation just meant to shrug it off? No. The banners under Memory had attempted diplomatic restoration with the Stones, including an outpost deal, where control of Taxa and its unique resources, Taxa and Gold, would be given to the banners. However, in exchange for control of the outpost of Taxa, the banners had to pay a tax. No one likes to pay taxes. There's 2 things in life that's guaranteed: taxes and death, and they come in the wrong order. But this created another grievance, because all the outposts were controlled by Stones. Why did the banners have to pay just to have 1 outpost, while the Stones were hoarding all of them? Taking this capital wasn't particularly easy, especially not since it looks like you took Bowser's castle from Mario and put it in Minecraft. But after the fall of Matrix, all of their members sought refuge in the Eastern Kingdom of Stones, settling in their land and joining their army. Fueled with the grievance of allying Matrix, the coalition led by Banners decided to prepare a campaign of taking the Stones' capital. 3 major nations joined this coalition. The first, which would lead this campaign, is the 3 Banners. The 3 Banners which emerged of 3 kingdoms into 1 republic. Memory had secured an electoral victory and became the prime minister of 3 Banners. With this victory, he quickly consolidated power with the aim of reaching out to towns that had sworn fealty to Stones. The second was Iron Hills, led by Smiley Face Arctic. Iron Hills was a mercenary group focused on PvP, yet had established control of the southwest continent of Azul. Their grievances with Stones only existed after the Great Athel War, unlike Banners and Wardens, since Stones had been raiding Iron Hills. Lastly is my nation, Wardens of Roses. So why am I joining the campaign? Well, in the previous war, the Stones had said, "We will burn Wispol." What's Wispol? Oh yeah, my town. So I could either help bring war to their land or let it go, and I chose to join the war. So the way the Pactoria war system works is you need a town that's close enough, and a war camp. Now, while Commander Hemlock, the Eterna of the Eternian Order, had sworn fealty to my kingship, the town unfortunately wasn't close enough to strike the Stones' capital. If only there was a town of major size, close enough to the Stones' capital, and was willing to revolt and join the campaign. Wink wink, Uskau, a medium-sized nation that out of fear had sworn fealty to the Stones early on. The capital of Uskau Slavograd was close enough to start a war. When Memory contacted them, they agreed to switch their fealty to Banners. Now we had a town close enough to wage war. However, the moment we started the war, they would be able to siege Slavograd back, but there was another political risk. For we decided to go to war and lost Slavograd, nothing would stand in the way of the 2 towns of Smoking Springs and Eternia that were core Rose territory. Despite the risk, it began. On the 21st of June 2025, skirmishes broke out, with cannons firing across the river, and the full-scale campaign started the next day. The coalition army attacked from the north. Once we set up our war camp, however, the Matrix remnants launched a siege on Taxa. We had to abandon Taxa because we could not be in both places at once. We placed our water buckets to swim over their walls, but we encountered a major problem. The enemy had placed their nexus in a skybase. Now, I'm not above using skybases. In fact, I actually enjoy skybase sieges, and it is worth mentioning they got the Skybases from us, using it in a previous proxy war, where Two-Headed Dictator came up with a diabolical skybase design to protect the nexus. To win in this system, you must capture the enemy nexus and bring it back to your war camp. but a block cooldown makes building up slow, and attackers are easy to knock off. We were tasting our own medicine. The coalition's plan to win was for my team to constantly engage the enemy, while Kane, the richest man on the server, would lead the flying mounts directly on their skybase. Despite breaching the enemy's line, we were unable to reach their skybase from below, and by effect, lost the siege. Factoria's war system makes it so you have to set an in-game siege vulnerability of 8 hours. Because of how we schedule our vulnerability, both sides have 2 attempts to win, and if we win one of them, we get 2 more until the respectively 4 and 3 siege points are reached to win. 3 days later, Stones launched a counter-offensive and began the first siege of Slavograd, with 34 attackers versus our 24 defenders. With Flying Mount, they dropped down on our cannon and quickly took control of the northern platform. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know getting knocked off your own cannon and off your skybase isn't exactly an indicator that the siege is going too well for you. And despite moving to the southern flank, my cannon was knocked off.
He's off.
8 people, that's the problem.
He's gone.
Grab the repair blocks, please.
They're shooting it too fast.
What?
If we keep moving.
This was a disaster. We'd lost the offensive siege and the defensive siege, and we were the ones that started it. What at the beginning had hoped to be a payback for their involvement in trying to take our towns in the Great Athel War was turning out to be 2 devastating defeats in a row. But the tide of the war was about to change. You see, after this, the leaders of the coalition sat down and came with a plan to change the tide of the war. First, we simply needed more people. We couldn't let them outnumber us in sieges, defensively or offensively. Thus, we rallied more people in the following sieges. Secondly, we leveled up our nexus in Slavograd, so they need to win 4, not 3 sieges. Third, while their town looked like the final Bowser's castle, ours looked like the grassy level outside of Peach's castle. This had to change, and so we decided to terraform Slavograd and improve the town defenses. This time, we wouldn't just blindly swim over their walls and realize we couldn't reach the nexus. Instead, we placed the war camp high enough that we'd be able to bridge towards their nexus. With cannon fire, we started taking out their cannons, while the mount team would fly from Slavograd instead of being at the war camp. And this time, we outnumbered them.
It's being blown up.
Okay. Can you guys blow up the top of the platform? Because we can land from there, and if we fall on those dripstone spikes, it kind of cooks us.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
With our team bridging from both sides and cannon fire, we were closer at winning, but yet again, we failed, running out of time.
That was fun.
Following their victory, they launched another counter-offensive, hoping to build off the momentum.
It's just like, oh my god,
Yo, nice hemlock and Jojo. We're getting
Keep firing, keep firing, just keep firing.
But this didn't go quite like they had planned. I had finally understood how important cannons are on Factoria. Lastly, they were able to take over the northern bridge with ease, as I only had 1 bodyguard. This time, I had a team of 9 people dedicated to keeping me alive, so I could rain cannon fire on the enemy. And boy, did it rain cannon fire. We played aggressively, and even when they made minor gains, we repelled them right back. By this siege, the Stones had no choice but to retreat back.
I hit the person like.
nice.
It was a great victory, but we had used up all of our gunpowder, and therefore, my nation the Roses had to tax all the gunpowder from every town. Taxing gunpowder was unpopular, but luckily most people gave it willingly for the war effort. After this, on the 2nd of July, we launched a surprise attack on Guardian Wall, an outpost town, and swiftly took it. Following the defeat, their rally was significantly affected. They were unable to suppress cannon fire.
Fire! 10!
I knocked two people. I knocked 2 people off.
Fire!
Just keep firing.
Yes, me as well. We just kept.
Okay, let's leave them.
We leave.
Well done.
This meant they had to win the next siege, or else the war would end in a stalemate. Technically speaking, we were no longer able to win, as we had used up our 2 attempts, and if they wanted to take Slavograd, this meant they had to win the Nexus siege, or else the war would end in a stalemate. Little did we know what they had planned. They had made slime planes with a bunch of water. That way, they could just swim up to the Nexus.
What? It's moving. It's moving towards us.
It's infinite water. It's infinite water. It's infinite water.
Why is it moving towards us?
Yo, they're probably gonna use fly mounts to get on the north and south.
Yo, this gotta be. This gotta.
What is this one?
Crazy.
Yo.
No.
Oh, sorry,
Holy shit,
Mary.
Jojo, you motherfucker.
I have to admit, it's honestly really smart. It would turn the Skybase siege into an underwater siege, just in the air. This time, they'd also decided to use Alatis City, owned by Tensing Lion, a high-ranking Stones member. This meant they'd be attacking us from the western flank. Luckily for us, we had made a bridge to successfully enable cannon fire. Despite these interesting sky machines, they were unable to eliminate the cannon fire, which meant we could continuously destroy any of the attempts to reach the Nexus. And with that, the Skybase war came to an end. I still think if it had continued, we would have won. But in the end, the biggest victory might have been the friends we made along the way.
Yo.
No.
Oh, sorry,
Holy shit,
Henry.
Jojo, you motherfucker.
We could both win if you press that subscribe button.